Power comes from staying loyal to your life's passions and interests. After meeting her, you should continue to be consistent. Sure, you can try new things, but not because she's asking you to change, for instance. Many women will unconsciously test your resolve if you decide to quit smoking early in a relationship. She may make comments about your hairstyle, suggest that you change your haircut, or even criticize your friends or job. If you give in to these suggestions, you lose your power, and with it, her respect. Your opinions and decisions should remain independent of her influence. For example, if she tells you to stop wearing a particular jacket, don't argue or argue your point of view in an aggressive manner. Responding calmly and assertively with a straightforward no action. The second element of respect is dread, but it's a subtle fear of losing you rather than the kind that makes her fearful of you. Great sacrifices for love may be exalted in films and television shows, but in practice, these actions usually result in the friend zone. Speak better than words. Never give up your identity or happiness for a woman. This fear is linked to an essential principle investment: attraction of equals. In terms of equality, many men make the mistake of believing that lavish gifts, expensive dates, or constant attention will win a woman over. However, the truth is that her attraction doesn't grow when you invest more in her. Rather, it grows. Her attachment deepens as she invests her time, energy, and even emotions in you, and along with that investment comes a healthy fear of losing you. Let her put effort into the relationship. The same principle applies here. If you were saving money in a jar every day, you wouldn't worry about it much at first, but as the savings increase, your concern for its safety grows. Let's put this into practice. Stop saying, "I'm so sorry." A lot of men apologize for unnecessary things. Don't apologize right now if you haven't done anything wrong. Don't back down if you give her constructive criticism and she becomes offended. Instead, change the subject or gently tease her. Under pressure, maintain your composure. If she tries to test or provoke you and you become irritable or behave compulsively, it's clear that she's manipulating your emotions. Make her answerable. For instance, if she disrespects you, let her deal with the fallout. If you make a big mistake, like forgetting an anniversary, apologize briefly but don't get upset. If she cancels a date at the last minute, let her know she's messing up her chances with you and leave it at that. If she is at fault, don't overreact or demand an apology right away. Instead, hold her accountable and let her come to you. If she ever commits a major betrayal, like cheating, forgiving her will destroy her respect for you forever. Respect is a balance between power and investment, and when these two factors align, you'll earn the kind of respect that fosters attraction and love. Go ahead and improve to be the best version of yourself. The best retaliation is to be unlike the person who caused the injury. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. It's not that we have little time, but rather that we waste a lot of it. If you watch closely, you will see that everything happens as it should. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. How much more terrible are the results of anger than its causes? He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is still alive. Remember that you entertain two guests, body and soul, and that whatever you give to the body you soon eject, but what you give to the soul you keep forever. No one has the power to have everything they want, but they can choose not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully use what they do have. If you have everything you need, you will still be miserable. He is the most powerful person with control over himself. Just as labor strengthens the body, so does life, and if it is long enough, the best response to anger is silence. As with eating and drinking, nature placed a limit on that. Nowhere can man find a more peaceful or trouble-free haven than within himself. The person who injured him was either stronger or weaker than him. If weaker, spare him. If stronger, spare yourself. The obstacle to action is what gets in the way of action. Wishing to be well is a part of becoming well, receiving without arrogance, releasing without struggle. If you say that you want a fig, I respond that there must be time for it to bloom, bear fruit, and then ripen. Nothing spectacular is made overnight, no more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. No man can avoid his fate, and we suffer more frequently in our imaginations than in reality. The next question is how he may make the most of the time he has left. The future is unclear, so live in the moment. Every new beginning stems from the end of another beginning, but life is brief and stressful for people who fear the future, ignore the present, and forget the past. Music. Death is terrible only if we fear it, if evil is said of us, and if it is true, correct ourselves. We suffer not from the events in our lives, but rather from how we judge them. It is our attitude toward events, not the events themselves, that we cannot control. Laugh at it. No man is free who is not a master of himself. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within you in your way of thinking. If you live in harmony with nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to what others think, you will never be rich. Learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold on to your true aspirations, regardless of what is happening around you, and confine yourself to the present. A wise man is happy with his lot in life, no matter what it may be, and does not wish for what he does not have. He is more concerned with his imagined worries about genuine problems than with actual ones. The greatest blessings of humanity are inside us and within our reach. Small-minded individuals place the blame on others, while average people place the blame on themselves. The wise view all blaming as absurd. The life we are given is not brief, but we create it, so that we are not underprovided, but we waste what we have. Respect the past and keep the future open. Regardless of what life throws at you, maintain your composure